Hello everyone, I am Kirti Mehta. So we were discussing about how we can write an effective resume, and we just started with the basics of what resume is and what is the difference between resume, CV and biodata. And today we'll discuss about what you should focus on and what are the things you need to include in your resume or in your CV. So let's get started up. So basically, what information should be in your resume is it's a tough task. So first we need to identify, right, what are the things we want to be mentioned or displayed in our resume. So our resume should identify ourselves, right? Suppose, as I have said in the last video itself, that if you just go and purchase a printout of resume, that resume is not a one which would identify you, because the one you will make your own self, that would be the one where you have added the details which will match your profile, which will match your personality, right? So we should have all the relevant details mentioned on the resume which are only associated with us and only belongs to us. Only then it will be able to identify yourself. So we should highlight the details of your education and details where we have previously worked, what kind of skill set we have, and skill set is really important, right? And your skill set should be in coordination with what kind of skills your employer is looking for. Suppose if the job profiles is a sales manager, so you are not supposed to write the skills where you have previously worked or has an experience of working as a technical trainee. So there you have had all the technical knowledge which has no relation and no advantage working in the sales manager job. There your skills should be how well you engage with the people and how well you're able to influence them, to convince them, how good team player you are, how you display your leadership qualities. These kind of things that you have a great knowledge of, and these are the skills that you should display in your resume and in your profile as well when you'll be interacting one-to-one session in the PI. So your abilities, if it's a technical job, then do mention what kind of computer skills you know, what kind of languages you are aware of. So do give your work experience, your skill set details according to the requirement of the job, right? So if I am supposed to shift my industry from in which I'm working right now and in which I want to work in the next couple of months, so my present industry details, work experiences, what projects I've undertook, is making no sense to be highlighted over there. If it was some of the great level, some of the national level projects that I have done, then obviously I will mention that, right? So do not mention the irrelevant details. um, Vital steps for an effective CV, it is really important. So first you need to find out what skills, knowledge and experience are needed to do the target job. As we have taken the example just now, sales job, job of a sales manager, right? So you need to find out what kind of skills are required to be a sales manager, what kind of knowledge and experience the employer is looking for the sales manager job profile. So your first task would be, just Google that job title and find out what skills and knowledge is required, and experience of course. So then you can match yourself, you can do the mapping, and you can just make a list of 3 4 good skills, strong skill sets and abilities and knowledge that make you a strong candidate for a job. So if in case, it's like a game of keywords. So employer has certain keywords in his mind, where you also have mentioned certain keywords in your resume. If the moment that employer is looking at your resume and you just hit the right keyword, then the employer will feel this is it, this is the candidate I was waiting for. But if you have mentioned irrelevant details in your resume, and employer don't has a lot of time to just look at your resume so carefully and spend half of the hour to just read your resume, right? So your resume should be crisp, short, relevant and to the point. That's it. Because to do the talk, you would be there for PI part. Your resume should not have that kind of bulky stories and everything, right? And suppose you're mentioning your skills, you should mention what kind of accomplishment, what kind of achievement you have, right? Always do that, whether in your resume and whether in your PI. Suppose leadership is my skill, and a good team player is my skill, and effective communication is my skill. So nobody will going to believe that part, right? Unless or until they see that what have I achieved in that domain. So if I mention that I am a good leader, then I have a work experience that I've worked with 14 team members, and I was chosen as the best secretary of all the district members. So I have displayed my leadership qualities. I have given them a proof of my accomplishment and my achievement. Likewise, if you're applying for a technical job, then you must add on that I have attended that workshop and of so and so language, and I have awarded by so and so person for that skill set. So by doing that, you're ensuring that you're not bragging or bluffing about the things. You are being true to yourself and to that employer as well. So these are the basic things that are really important and that a candidate should really be aware of, right? Next is, when you're writing a resume, your first step is choose a job target, right? So you have to be really focused. People who have the hardest time finding a job are often the ones who insist on writing a generic CV that lists everything they ever did. So it's a very deep part. So don't go for generic CV that is nobody in the world has a time to know, and it's not relevant also that what you have done in your grade 1, your grade 5, your grade 10, in your high school, in your college, in your PG. So you don't have to mention the irrelevant details. If you have done some good level projects, if you participated in some good level workshops, you have won something which worth mentioning in your resume, only then mention it. Otherwise, I have won first prize in my 8th class, so it is not relevant and it's not worthy of being mentioned in your CV. So always keep that thing in mind. People feel like they don't have a lot of accomplishments, so they just end up mentioning the ones which are not required, right? So they just want to look their CV, have that accomplishment part to be filled up, and they just filled up with the crap things. So it is not required at all. You just go for the things which you have done and which is worth sharing, right? And don't think that you haven't done anything, so it would not be like, if you participated in some good level workshop, then obviously you can mention that part as well. And if you ultimately don't have anything, literally nothing to being mentioned, then the employers will also be not interested to hire a person who has no such skills which match the job profile. So you develop yourself in a way that will suit every opportunity, and you just have the chance and you deliver the absolute best, right? So suppose why we are saying that we need to mention such things, because employer has certain things in his mind, certain keywords, right? So if I'm looking for this profile, I want to have the person, I want to hire a person who has so skill set, right? So what you can do, you just Google it out for that job profile, what are the skills and experience and knowledge part is required. So you can see what kind of skills you have, and you can just do the mapping part and mention the exact keywords which match the requirement of the job profile. And how you can come to know the requirement of the job profile, you can get the information from the job description itself, and from the ones who are already working in that fields, and through job ads, and you just Google it out. So mention those things. So the moment that employer look at your resume part, they just feel like, this is it, this is what I was looking for, this is a candidate who I want to hire for this job profile. And again, just do not bluff about anything, just do not lie about anything, stay true, because ultimately whatever you have written in your resume will come to acknowledgement once you'll be meeting for the PI round. So it should be really true and authentic part. You need not to carry certain kind of lies or anything like that. So step 3 is list your strongest skill, and your strongest skill should match what kind of requirement they're having. Here's one example. So the target job is call center job, right? So what kind of relevant skills they would be looking for? Excellent oral communication, computer skills, problem solving skills, and persuasive skills. So these are the skills that a candidate have, but he has highlighted the excellent oral communication, right? So this is the strongest skill, and it will again is matching with the job profile. That is a call center job where a person has to speak to a lot of people, has to make a lot of phone calls to inquire them, to solve their queries, and so many other things. So if he has good communication skills and he's highlighting that part, so employer will definitely like to know more about that person, right? Again, it has computer skills which are always, in requirement, problem solving skills, because if you are a person who have the skills of solving problems of others only, then you be able to work at that point of part of time, right? Persuasive skills, again, it's really important if you're working at a call center job. So you have to list your skills in a way which would match the requirement of the job. So these are the certain things which we should keep in our mind, right? What we are writing, how we are writing, and why we are writing. So all such basic questions should be clear in your mind while making up a resume, right? I hope you people will definitely be benefited by watching this video. And whenever you are going to make your resume, if you have any doubts, you can just contact anytime. Thank you so much.